I know it's hard, and the kids are calling from morning to evening for you. As a mother, your work is never ending. I want you to know that I see you, 'cause you are the heart of this family. You are the stones that build our home, and I don't know how I can thank you. I just want you to know that you're not alone. Thank you for the nights, holding our children, and everything that you do when no one is home. Thank you for the life and the most beautiful thing I've ever known. You are brave, you are strong, you are love, you are enough. So no, you.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another live stream of the Real Uncommon podcast. We're back. Did you guys miss us? Because we missed you. And thank you for tuning in once again. Guys, we have a really good show today. We have the Cryptoys team with us in the studio right now. But before we do that, let's get Dee into the studio. Dee, how are you?
Hello, everybody. Happy Aloha Friday. Happy Aloha Friday. It's good to be back.
It's good
It's
to
really
be
great
back.
to be back.
I'm
But,
a bit rusty.
yeah, we forgot to do a few things, but hey, we're here. That's all
Yeah.
that matters.
That's all that matters. But Dee, we have a really good show today. We have some people in the studio, action-packed as usual, and we thank them for joining us today. Anything you want to discuss before we get them in?
No, not really. Just wanted to introduce them and bring them in so we can get started. As there's time limit on one of them, so we just don't want to take too much, time. But let's introduce them. Let's welcome
All right.
in. Welcome
Let's
them
get them in
in.
the studio right now.
We're the masters of the virtual, making dreams come true. We're the community. Oh, we're the community. We're the ones who make the world go round. With the love for VV, Cryptoys, and the fallen digital. We're the ones who never let the magic die.
Welcome to the program, guys. Thank you for joining us. Happy Aloha Friday.
Let's go. Happy Aloha Friday. Let's go. Is this how my character looks?
You look rad, man. You look rad. Oh,
Came out really nice, though.
yeah. Thank you. That was done 5 minutes before you guys popped up. So I was just like, real quick. I'm gonna do something really fast. So,
Yeah, that's cool.
guys, thanks for joining us today. Thank you for coming by. But before we start, we normally do a cheers to the audience. So you could just raise, if you don't have anything, you just raise your hand. But to everybody, happy Aloha Friday and Okole Maluna. That means bottoms up.
You gotta drink,
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Happy Aloha Friday. Let's go. It's been
Let's
too
do it.
long.
Let's go.
Not too long, guys.
Oh,
Yeah, it feels like I haven't seen you guys in so long, like 5 hours or something.
because they've been cooking. That's because they've been cooking for 5 hours. Who knows what you guys came up with in 5 hours? But before we start, guys, I want you to understand that over here on Aloha Friday, it's like your virtual trip to Hawaii. We want you to feel like you're at home. We're not going to be grilling you guys any crazy questions. Now, that doesn't mean the chat won't grill you guys. By the way, shout out to the biggest bro. He is moderating the chat today. So everyone, please be respectful. If not, he's going to Thanos snap you out of here. You guys know the rules already here in our house. When you come into our house, you take off your shoes and you be respectful. This is Grandma's kitchen. So without further ado, D, go for the intros.
Well, welcome, Elizabeth, Matt, Dr. Punchman, and Poof. Yeah, I always get all that mixed up. I know Joe and Rob are really good at that. But yeah, thank you all for your time. I know it's been a really long day for you guys and gal. It's only 1 o'clock here, so we still got half the day, but I know it's like evening time where you are. So we appreciate your time. Whenever you need to go, just let us know and you can go. But yeah, so just wanted to start off with introducing you all. I know a lot of you, if not most of you, know Poof already, and maybe Dr. Punchman. I'm not sure if a lot of people know Elizabeth yet, but instead of putting her right on the spot, we're gonna start with Poof, and everyone can go and introduce yourself, who you are, or what is it that you say? Who are you? What do you do?
Yeah. I am Poof. My real name is Taylor. Everyone calls me Poof. In the company, out of the company, it's just what people call me. I am the community manager, head of community. I run the entire Discord, work with a lot with marketing to do a lot of the stuff on socials, host a lot of the live events, come up with the fun schemes with these two here that lead to our live events and all of the fun stuff that happens on them. And I'm just here finally again. I showed up one time. We had the discussion and we went for like 2 hours that time. But I'm ready to have some fun tonight. And yeah, I'll let my my guests here, my co-team members, introduce themselves. I'll start with Matt. Go ahead, Matt.
I'll take it. Popcorn over to me. Matt Rasamoto, Dr. Punchman. I am the creative director at OnChain. So all the 2D stuff that happens with the Cryptoys, the lore, the narrative, that all funnels through me. Yeah, I'm happy to be here. Fan of the Uncommon podcast, and this is the first time I've actually been able to do it like in my actual studio and not like last minute in my wife's childhood bedroom on a Friday night. So
that was awesome, by the way.
We were not expecting that. That was cool.
And then
hi everyone, my name is Elizabeth. I came in to originally support partnerships when Rebecca was on maternity leave, and now I'm in marketing. So I'm the marketing director and I'm super pumped to be here. I've been wanting to be on this show for a while, but time never allowed. So I'm very excited that it could finally work out. By the way, that intro had me there. I was like, what am I doing here? I need to go on vacation. I was relaxed. I was like, oh, this is nice. I was going to a meditation. So I'm super pumped to be here. Thank you for the vibes. Love it.
Welcome to the beach.
I'm going to jump in real quick because I feel like Elizabeth might be selling herself a little bit short. She came in here to just to kind of temporarily help out with some stuff while somebody was on a temporary leave, and then came into marketing and says, "Oh, let's see what I can do with marketing," and crushed it. Our numbers have been amazing. She has been a blessing. She's been coming in here like she came in like a tornado, and she's like, "We're gonna have schedules, and we're gonna have ideas, and we're gonna have." And every morning she kicks off our morning meeting, and it's been a fantastic breath of fresh air having her come in and do our marketing, and she deserves all the accolades and a round of applause because she's been doing a great job with not only the social but the emails and just the planning and figuring stuff out and working with our IP. And her job it's
Wow,
quite large.
A lot.
It's quite large.
Wow.
She's a crusher. Yeah.
I'm blushing.
this is for you. This is for you. There you go.
I love that.
I agree with what Matt said because when I watch your guys' live streams and whenever Elizabeth is on there, she's like, keeping you guys in check. Like, no, you cannot say that. You can't share alpha yet.
That's good though.
Or
That's,
like,
I mean, it's
okay, you
like
have
D
green
right there.
light. So that is awesome. You guys are a great
Double
team.
check. Gotta lay down the law.
Right?
That's right.
That is awesome. But speaking of vacation, we noticed that someone had gone on vacation as well, and I'm like, what is going on? Someone else is substituting in the Discord, and someone's not here. Like, what happened? Who approved him to go on vacation?
I know, right? Who let me out of the office essentially? Yeah, no, John did a great job while I was away. And guys, I was so bored honestly in the second half of it because I didn't have much service. We were in a beautiful spot in the mountains. I won't say where, but I didn't have much service though. So like initially you were like, I need to disconnect. I need to get out and go see nature, right? And then like halfway through the week, I'm like, I need my phone, man. I need Discord. Like, I don't know what's going on. So I definitely missed the community. I know. I got a lot of kind words when I came back. But John did a great job. John absolutely crushed it while I was gone. So yeah, it was fun.
So
it was needed.
When you say you can't tell us where you went camping, so you made it on Shane Mountain then, eh?
Yeah, yeah. I wasn't trying to drop it
Camping
exactly, but
Oh, that's funny.
That's funny. Yeah, because I know I sent you a DM asking for some help on something, and you're like, "Oh, I'll get back to you when I have service." I'm like, "Oh my goodness, you're on vacation? Like, no, don't get back to me. We'll just catch up later." But yeah, that was really cool because even
you
though
don't
you were
understand.
on
I was so happy to talk to you in that moment because that's when I had service. I'm like,
They shut
I'm
it
in
down.
contact. It's like, no, don't worry about it.
I was like,
Oh
don't
man,
work,
my bad.
don't work is allowed. And it was like it was quite the mission to get him to like agree to like, no, I'm not gonna do anything you want me to do right now. It's you're not allowed to do any work right now. Take your actual
I brought everything, guys. I brought my work laptop. I brought everything with me. I'm like, I'm gonna be, nope, no service. I was just staring at screens.
I can relate to you. So we just came back from vacation, although we were only gone for 4 days. And the one requirement that D told me that I had to do was I was not allowed to log on to the DTE. I was messaging Mission about this when I came back from vacation because that was the day I bought that Ultra Grail. But like before that, I was messaging him like, "Is there any good deals? Any good deals?" It's like, "Yeah, you got to go check." I'm like, "I'm not allowed to check. I'm not allowed to go on socials, even though I did go on socials." So I can completely understand. I brought everything with us. I even brought our gear to do live streams, but then the internet kind of screwed us up, so that never happened. But yeah, I feel you on that one, Poof.
How was your vacation? You guys took vacation. How was it?
It was good. It was good. Oh, what's that, Matt? You want to jump into?
No. If you live on the big island, you do not get to go on vacation. Where do you go? Do you like just
another
find
island?
like you
go to another island,
like Chicago, and just live under an underpass? What do you do?
We went 15 minutes down the road to the beach. No, we went island hopping. I normally do it for work, but so D and the kid has never been to Maui, so we went to Maui. We actually met a community member that we've been collaborating with. He's a Go Collect writer, actually. Been collaborating with him for like 2.5 years, entrepreneur, and yeah, he went out with his family. We had plans for months. And yeah, we met him, had dinner, and it was a good time. And then we island hopped to Oahu and took the kids shopping and spoiler rotten, went to the water park. And then I had some business I had to take care of. So a little business and pleasure. But yeah, I guess it wasn't our vacation. We just went cruising.
Yeah, I guess so. But it was really fun.
Nice.
It was fun.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm a bit rusty today, guys. So please excuse me if I stutter or cut you off.
A little jealous, but you're excused.
Thank you. Like I said, we need someone to keep pace here. If it ain't D, thank goodness Elizabeth is here. But I got a question for you guys, and I want to start with Elizabeth first, if it's okay. And it's kind of like because you guys said that she came to fill in someone's shoes, and now she's kind of like full on steam on the team. I wanted to know what it felt like on your first day at Cryptoys. And here's a good example is when I started working at my job. I remember my first day. I actually didn't have a good time, but I didn't really enjoy doing it until now. But it seems like you guys enjoy doing what you do. Heck, I love to see what you guys do. Elizabeth, how did it feel like to join Cryptoys for the first time? Your first day walking the office, the coffee machine's there. How did it feel?
So I on my first day, I actually knew the company already because I know Will well, and he's here in Miami, so like we know each other from the community. So on the first day it was kind of interesting because like it's a remote company, but like he was here. Rebecca was here. She was very pregnant at that time. It was like, why are you still working? Oh my God. And it was like the timing of it all was great. Because I caught her just in time to like, help me run me through everything. But we actually met in person, and that was pretty awesome in an office that we had like closer to like Wynwood area here in Miami. And so it was really cool to like be together because I'd been remote for a little while too. So it was good to be like with other humans in the same room. And it's just so funny to like get the download on a company like this. Like, oh, and then Mattel this and the toy, and then these are the brands, and these are the rarities, and this is what. I was just like, oh my God, what is going on? Like, it was just like I'm like, is this really happening right now? And they're like, well, you'll be the person directly working with Disney, Mattel, and good luck. You're like, we're gonna give you as much as we can, but Rebecca's gonna probably be leaving soon. And I'm like, oh my God.
No pressure.
No pressure.
Figure this out. I'm not gonna lie, I was 100% panicking, and Rebecca could like, attest to this. I was like, I don't think I could do this without you. And then eventually, like, she just set me up for success. Like, can't begin to tell you. And then also like getting on the calls before she left with the partners and realizing, oh, they're not like super serious. I've come from a corporate background as well, not just startups. And so like I was expecting them to be very like just serious, straight to business, and they're not like that at all. Everyone was just so nice and so welcoming. Like, so it was just such a great like experience, I think, talking to them, that then I started to like ease off. But there's all these reports and all these things that we have to do. And I was like, how did you do all of these things? But eventually it cooled off and it was cool. But I remember that first day and she just showed me her long document of everything I needed to know. I was like, first of all, I love her. She's super organized. This is going to be a great relationship. And then second of all, I was like, okay, I will get through this one task at a time. It was really fun.
Oh, that's awesome.
That helps when you have someone there with you, like just to show you the ropes and not just, well, you're kind of thrown in the fire, but there was someone there to guide you along the way. So that's always a big help. And now it's like probably like you just do it as routine, like check. I mean, I'm sure it's like longer than that, but now it's probably like easier for you to traverse through all that. But Matt had a comment in there. It took you hours to figure out the parking pass.
Yeah, it is a
What is
complicated
that?
system, but when you go into on-chain, there's a lot of paperwork and stuff. You've got to like security's top notch.
2FA.
Lots
That's
of
why I
cards
just
in
never
there.
leave. That's why I just stay here the whole time. Because I don't want to have to
Most
deal
of
with
us
that.
bike to work, so that's why there's a lot of bikes now. Just because it wasn't worth it for the parking pass.
I was like, we don't get free Cryptoys? I don't understand. I was like, not even one? Not even one? You mean I have to buy it?
Not even a common Juno? Come on.
Not even that's what I said. I was like, not even one of like our own IP? I was like, no, we don't get those. I think step once I was like, I'm going on a live stream and I have to unbox something. Are you going to send me something? She's like, no, we don't do that. Like, I don't know where you got that idea.
That's not how it works around here.
Yeah, we pay you for that. You do realize that, right?
She was like, you can buy one. I can show you how to set up your backpack. I was like, it was hilarious. It was great.
Well, I want to kind of like jump on what Matt was saying, that I think you are selling yourself short because you got to be resilient and you got to have some craftiness to jump into the fire, take a long list, and just hit the ground running. So big congratulations to you for that, Elizabeth. It sounds like it was a lot of fun in your journey to get where you are right now. Mr. Punchman, what was your first day like at Cryptoys?
I don't remember. Thanks for back pain pills. Really just clearing that up. No, it was. I think it was a lot of me going back and forth with our Manola, who does our IT, just trying to get passwords and that kind of thing set. I got to meet Wes. Wes was hired right before I was, and working with Wes to kind of just figure out what the designs are and what we're doing, and just kind of looking over the art that Freddie and Wes had been doing for the site and stuff, and just trying to get settled into what is it we do, and this is my I jumped into NFTs like a week before, knowing that I was going to start, and kind of did a bit of an NFT exploration. But this was, I mean, luckily Harry was there before I was, and him and Freddie, I've worked with them for years, so it wasn't too scary. Fairly familiar. Getting the computer mailed to my house was terrifying. What do you do when the machine's coming? And it's like, am I going to be there? They love to deliver stuff when we're not home, and I don't think our doorbell cam was set up. And I was like, oh, this is going to be very interesting. But no, it was a piece of cake. It was pretty simple. It was probably the easiest transition into a company because you get to work from home. There's none of that weird parking pass stuff. So
That's awesome.
That's cool, man. And then the community manager himself. By the way, I have to say, Poof, that you are getting into the role, man. You're getting comfortable in the role. I'm loving what's happening with the post show, with the Discord. There's new people in that Discord. It's flourishing. I love that. And I love that you're also spreading messages on X as well as Discord. You are doing such a great job. But speaking of the job, what was it like being there on the first day? And I know you told us a little bit about your origin story, but like that first day when you pulled in, you started figuring out the whole parking pass deal. How was it for you?
Yeah, thank you for the kind words. It means a lot. The first day was kind of crazy because I was in works with other projects in the space, other NFT projects, but they weren't at this level. Like you could just see the level of difference. When I came in, there were Google calendars and I had a Google account set up, and like none of this had happened. Like we were all in our mom's basement before that, right? And like now this is like a real corporate company. It's like, okay. And the level of talent that everyone had on the team was very intimidating. For someone who works in community, and I really had to like figure out how I could shine as much as everyone else, because I want to feel like I belong here, right? And that was kind of like a sense of imposter syndrome in the beginning, right? Because everyone was extremely, extremely talented at what they do. The artists are making some of the greatest digital collectibles I've ever seen. Marketing was killing it. Community was killing it. We had Steph, who was at the top of community, who was just a legend. So I really, really struggled to find my spot in the beginning. But then once I realized what it was my job to do, and I was like, oh, this is what I love to do, I kind of started to fall into that role more and more. And then obviously as Steph left, I had to, develop more and more in that role. And yeah, this is where we're at right now. And I absolutely love it. But that first day was definitely intimidating. And the whole parking pass thing, of course. It's just,
That's awesome, guys. I really wanted to know what your first day was like, because it seems like you guys really enjoy what you do. That whole entire team, the whole entire company, it seems like you guys are dedicated to the mission of Cryptoys, and the work environment that you guys portray on your live streams, in the post show. You can see that. You can see the enthusiasm you all have for this project and the characters involved. That's my next question of the project. Who is your favorite IP? Specifically the character, and which characters do you guys want to see in the future? And I'm not asking you guys to tell me what's coming. I'm asking you guys to tell me what would you like, which might be weird because maybe it might be something that's coming, but you know what? We'll have to see on that one. But Poof, who is your favorite character, and who do you want to see come to your project?
Yeah, so my favorite character is Candy Swirl Panther. From the Masters of the Universe collection, just because it is vibrant, and I feel like it's a skin that we've never dropped before that. Zuafo was very colorful, but this one had detail, and you could tell it was like a savory candy or a sugary candy, and you could see all the different elements of it. I really love that skin. In terms of a line, I really love Motu as a whole, because it was our first breach out into other IP. And for the company and for the community as well, that was kind of very validating, right? It was like, it's not just us now. We're also with Masters of the Universe. We're also with Mattel. So that was a big change for us. And then what I would love to see going forward is Jurassic Park. I absolutely love the Jurassic Park series. And I feel like you could go old school, you could go new school, you could find some great characters in there for sure.
Yeah, I could just imagine like the play sets of the gate coming out, you know what I mean, with the flames or the compound or the chopper. That'd be cool.
Yes.
What about you, Dr. Punchman?
You know, I think it's hard for me to pick a favorite child. And one thing I didn't mention this morning, we talked about something similar, and one of my absolute favorite, is going to be Crystal Mini. Crystal Mini is amazing. Those facets, when you turn the character around, being able to see how that crystal works. I think, you know, Kat and Elena, who were the texture artists who did the Crystal series, did an amazing job on that series. But for me, my personal favorite is Watermelon Battle Cat. And I said this morning, I would tell the story on why that is, and it's because Lee Kun Wang, when she came in, she's an environmental artist. She's amazing. Check out her stuff on Instagram. She's insane. When she came in to do environments and backgrounds for us, she wasn't comfortable doing character design. Just wasn't her bailiwick, right? She's a fine artist. She's a digital artist, painter, did some 3D work as well. And having her come in and get out of her comfort zone and tackle character design, especially texture design, which wasn't. I think that was the moment that she felt like she was part of this team. And it was also kind of the moment that it clicked that she could contribute more than she had been contributing. So that's why I think Watermelon Battle Cat for me is always gonna be my favorite, just because of how she transitioned as an artist and how that challenge helped her grow and kind of get comfortable with the team and feel like part of the team.
Nice.
Yeah, that's awesome. And what about you, Elizabeth?
Well, don't let him go. Don't let him get off with Matt. What would you like, Matt?
Oh, that's right. That's right. Thank you so much. We're doing 5 billion things at once. Oh, the Smurfs.
That's cool.
Don't let him off the hook easy. He's got to answer all of the questions.
Let him know. I love it.
Smurfs would be cool. Smurfs would be cool.
That would be pretty cool.
A bunch of them.
Oh my God.
They're villages.
Yes.
Oh.
I was thinking Papa Smurf. You know, I'd love to run around the Cryptoys verse and Papa Smurf.
I've got several that from the 70s, the original, my original when I was a kid. Jonathan Chang was at a licensing expo and he got me some of the new Smurfs, which I think are kind of my favorites right now. The new detail, I think they came from a French company is now doing the actual models. Big. We can go on about Smurfs. Let's not devote this hour to Smurfs, because I can do it. I can definitely do it.
Another show, another time. Yeah. What about you, Elizabeth?
Favorite is tough because I'm obviously going to want to pick Darth Vader, Common Skin. All of them, honestly, I like all of them. But lately, I've re-fallen in love with just R.I.P. and I can't get enough of Juno. He's just so shy and so not my personality, but I want to be that personality. So I'm just like, I really, really like him so much. So I feel like I would want to pick that. And as far as IP, I'm sure everyone in this audience may agree, I would love to see Pokemon on our platform.
Ooh.
You're talking about like a dinosaur, like all these characters. You have like a lot of like what we already have on platform with RIP, so it would blend really well, and I feel like it could fit into the story, and it just reminds me of like, younger days. So I'm like, man, I did, like, when I came to this country, I was born in Cuba, I lived in California for a little bit, and I actually remember seeing those cards for the first time and like not knowing what the hell this is, like, why are these kids playing this? I didn't speak much English, but like, you didn't need to. It's like, just see the characters on the card and see what people were doing. And I remember it being like, wow, I want to be a part of this kind of community. So I think it would just be really fun. It'd really fit in good with like, with the Cryptoys brand and IPs. And
oh yeah, that'd be cool.
You can have multiple waves of that too.
The cops are coming for you, D.
All my tickets.
Sorry. It's really hot, otherwise. We have all the windows open, so you can probably hear everything. I'm so sorry. They're coming for one of us, so if I disappear,
It's
you know
probably
why.
me. You know.
Oh, that's awesome.
I
Oh,
think
what
we got
about you,
everything
D?
to
It's a
do.
question for everybody on this panel. Who is your favorite Cryptoy, and what would you like to see come to the platform?
Oh yeah, well, there are so many that I like, but just to generalize it, I love all the UFOs, all three characters. Um, Probably mostly Juno and Comet, and then Alfie. Um, and I also like the Grail, Katie Sackhoff. That is like just a totally like badass design with the dark saber. That's so awesome.
She's a
Um,
Starbucks fan.
Yeah, from if you guys don't know what that is, from Battlestar Galactica. Um, and what I would like to see in the future, and I said it before, is gargoyles, because that's also like something I watched when I was younger, on the days that I could watch TV, and I just thought, yeah, like they could make Cryptoys, could make them, the chibi style. It'd be so perfect, and I have the lineup for it already. Lexington, Brooklyn. Oh, what is the other one? There was a 3, and then the chase character would be Goliath. So I have it all set for you guys.
Figure it
So
all out.
you can put in the word. There you
Write
go.
it down.
I love it.
Yeah, that and
Oh.
of course Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But I feel like that's coming. I don't know. I know you guys listen to the people, and that's what a lot of people have been saying. So we'll see. We'll see. What about you, Hinata?
Oh, me, I'm about the classics. I love the UFOs. That's the first Cryptoys that my daughter and I interacted with, and we were able to like, kind of bond with the unboxing and everything. And our favorite character, us both, is Comet. We both love cats. You see Comet at the very beginning of that trailer just jump out of everywhere, open those doors. And so I really feel like Comet is like the leader. I don't know, but I like Comet so much. So that's my favorite, specifically the Comet. I really enjoy the Common the most. If you go look at my backpack, I got a bunch of them. Anytime that Common drops below $5, if it ain't Mitchin, it's me buying it. Just telling you right there. So anybody that wants to sell them to me for $5, I'm here to take it from you and put it in my own backpack. I have a big backpack and I'm ready. So on top of that, there's 2 actually that I want to see come to the platform. I want to see Marvel come to the platform. If you guys can see that right there. Yeah. And I want to see the Ghostbusters. Big fan of the Ghostbusters when I was a kid. That really was like my first IP when I was young in the 80s, where I would pretend to be a character. And here's a little fun fact about me. I used to be afraid of the dark, just like my daughter. And I remember when the real Ghostbusters came on, that really, I don't want to say it really helped me not be afraid of the dark, but me going to bed and imagining that I was a Ghostbuster, because I had the proton pack, I had like the Ecto one and the firehouse, and it was all surrounded by me. I felt empowered when I went to bed that no matter what happened in the dark, I could grab that proton pack and just say, I'm busting some ghosts tonight. And so I really, it helped me get rid of that fear of the dark. And our daughter had the same one, and Dee can confirm to this. And so we got her into the Ghostbusters, and that helped her knock it the same way. Fun fact, seriously. So yeah, Ghostbusters. Anybody listening right now, please, I want to see some Ghostbusters.
Can I just say, no, everyone's scared of the dark. Like, if you say you're not scared of the dark, you're just lying. Okay, you're just lying.
That's my dad.
Yeah.
You got to go, Elizabeth?
No, I'm just saying I felt the same. And I actually have this like really weird pet peeve of like closet doors being open. Still to this day, and I'm kind of, not that young anymore, but I'm like, damn, why do I still have this problem? And I can't even see like an inch of the closet door open. It drives me. I can't. Can we close the closet doors all the way, please? That's why the doors are there. I just can't.
The worst are the ones with the vents, right? Because you never know if there's an eyeball looking in the vent, right?
I'm surprised no one mentioned, Disney also owns Aliens.
Ooh.
Really?
Oh,
Ooh.
God.
They own aliens?
Yeah.
It was when they acquired Fox. They got a bunch of other things too. Aliens is right there.
Is that something
Oh.
you want to see on the platform? A bunch of little cute face huggers
I'm
unboxing out
wondering
and
how
coming
they
at our
work with
face.
them even more. Honestly, that would be.
I also want to see like vehicles. That would be cool to have our like
Mhm.
vehicle stuff. I know you guys got partnership with NASCAR, but like other vehicles like I don't know what is it, like a Battlestar Galactica kind of thing, like spaceships.
I'm thinking the DeLorean.
Yeah,
It'd be
the
so cool. Like a little
DeLorean.
cute DeLorean pull up an on-chain studio mountain right there. Pair. It'd be really awesome. An unboxing of that sort. That'd be cool. So
Ooh.
Yeah, the live
Great.
action, like a live action turned into like our TV style would be so
Mhm.
great. Like what,
Mm.
volume, if you really look at volume 3, that's what it is in a way. So it would be cool to see more of that because it looks so different than what you're normally used to seeing it. So I would love to see more of that. It's just definitely fun.
yeah, and I can
Ooh.
just imagine that the evolution of where you guys first started, the first unboxing, the first graphical interface and what it looks like to maybe what it might look like in a year or two from now. I just imagine you guys got some stuff cooking up really cool for us. That wasn't a ploy, though, by the way, to get any alpha. I'm just saying.
Well, a lot of some people in the chats are saying The Simpsons, the Batmobile, the Bat motorcycle. Yeah, lots of. So we're going on to
Pac-Man.
DC even.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Pac-Man. That'd be easy to do in 3D. So I
Pac-Man.
like Pac-Man.
Oh, I saw someone put Power Rangers. That would be
Yes.
Oh
awesome.
yeah,
Anyone
yeah.
with Power Rangers, that was great. What if
They're
we did like
perfect.
a moon or something like that? That would be super cute too.
Ooh.
Ooh, I would buy.
Ooh. You can have a line of the villains with Rita and what's his face, Zord.
I don't
Oh, the
even.
little tiny Megazords, the little tiny like
Yeah.
chibi style Megazords, where they all like that'd be cool. You got to collect every what Zord to make the Megazord, right?
Oh, that'd be so cool.
That'd be
Oh, I can see that. Yes, add that to the list too, please.
Yeah.
Check.
taking notes.
There you go. Well, did you have another question, Hinano?
I've been see, this is the problem, guys. I start getting to it. You can't make me quiet because I'm Portuguese. But I'm gonna let D now take the show. D, it's all you.
Well, a comment from BB Vaultmaster. He was on the post show earlier today. When we get the phone app, what did he say? Oh, we can all create some fan-made episodes in AR. Yeah, because he's already
Yes.
kind of doing that too right now. Little mini episodes, which I really enjoy seeing. But I had a question, and I don't know if this is like gonna be deep or like heavy hitting.
Ready for it.
What's your favorite
So,
color?
yeah, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite food? I did have a question about food though, and this was like totally off subject. What is your go-to comfort food, whether you make it or you get it from somewhere?
It's a good
Ice
question.
cream.
You
I just
make
like
it?
ice
You
cream.
churn your own ice cream?
No, I mean, do I have to make? I thought the second one was
I'm
we could
kidding.
get it from
I'm
somewhere.
kidding. I'm kidding.
Poof, I knew something. I knew something was up.
I don't make anything. I literally make no food. I have no cooking skills. I am DoorDash's prime. Like when the guy thought of DoorDash, he was thinking of me. He was like, you know, that guy who works at home all day and doesn't want to leave his house and can't cook. That's who we're going to market to. And I've been a Door, for like 2+ years. I use DoorDash all the time. I don't cook. I have no cooking skills. Ice cream is my answer.
Nice.
Ooh, what kind of ice cream? What flavor?
I like to take mint chocolate chip. You can tell I've done this way too much. I like to take mint chocolate chip and cookie dough ice cream and mix them together.
Ooh.
Wow.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Nice.
Huh.
Mhm.
I'll
Okay.
go. My favorite is Indian food. And it's like
Ooh.
my everything, like my emergency food. If I'm sad, I could just eat Indian food. I'm happy again. It's just like the most amazing comfort food. I love Indian food. Chana masala, all those flavors. Oh, I'm thinking about it right now, and I'm getting hungry. So
So do you make your own food?
I do.
Or
I
do you-
have made some, dishes like, but it's like so much better when you're from that country and can make the food.
Yeah.
Like Cuban food, like I live in Miami and there's good Cuban food, but there's no better Cuban food than like having it directly from like my grandma. So I'm
Oh.
like, it's different when you're eating it more original, like when you're making it out of a recipe. So I
Mhm.
appreciate like going to the, the hole in the wall spots. And, like people are like, oh, does that look sanitary? I'm like, I'm going. It's gonna be delicious, and it usually is. It usually is.
Yeah. Well, if we ever meet in real life, can you take me there? Because I love Indian. Well, I love food in general, but I love Indian
Yes.
food too. And
I
I'm
love
sure
it.
you know the best spots.
And she's a fire eater. Like she needs something that tastes like lava. And if it doesn't taste like lava, she's not happy.
Awesome. I got you. We're gonna get along.
There you go. What about you, Matt?
I currently I've got a Instagram, Dr. Punch Drunk, where I rate. Started off with alcohol, but it's kind of moved on to everything. And my current obsession is a Korean snack called turtle chips, kind of like Bugles. They're like inflated. You bite into them. They've got like tons of just layers of crispy goodness, fried goodness, come in a number of flavors. You probably have to get them at your local H Mart, but turtle chips is my current thing, and we got a bunch of them, and then my wife has been hiding them because I will just finish a bag without even thinking about it. That's it. And if we're talking about stuff you can make, I've kind of retired from making things just because I'm super lazy. But my wife, on my birthday once a year, will make a thing called what is it? Honey pie. It is.
Ooh.
There's another adjective that goes in there, but honey pie. Unless it's like frosted honey pie, but there's no frosting on it. But
Hot pie or something like that, or no honey, just honey
pie. Yeah,
I've
it's like a honey flan with a crust, and I'm like,
Ooh.
we're good here. I don't need. We had an entire thing already about flan. Shame on you, Poof. Shame on you. I don't know.
Oh, I know. I was like, what? That's crazy. You have any
Guys, where am I
flan?
gonna get flan from? Where am I gonna get flan
Make
from?
it.
I don't leave my house.
Call Harry.
you know?
Call Harry. Get a flan recipe. Make it right now.
I agree.
Live
Put it
on
on your
stream.
to-do list.
Live
We're going
stream
to the
it.
kitchen.
Live stream it. Yeah.
I'll send you one. I don't know how it's gonna arrive, but I'll send you one.
We got to get them to try halpia, D, which is kind of like, well, I mean, I'm sure Dr. Punchman has tried it, but it's like coconut type of flan, like it's pudding actually, but it's kind of got that flan texture to it. You guys would love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
There's
one's
something
good.
that shaved ice from the Philippines, and I can't remember the name of it, but it's got like it's basically shaved ice with all the fruit, and then you've got the coconut
halo
juice and yeah, that's it.
I think
Yeah.
that's what it's called. Yeah.
So good. We make it at home. Because we can. We have Filipino friends that have given us all this stuff. So yeah, that's the other thing. But
Our whole entire neighborhood is full of Filipinos. So like around 10 o'clock at night, they're revving their engines, fixing their cars. So we get you.
So Poof, that's all you got to do is go to Matt's house, and you can try all the things you haven't tried yet.
All the way across the country. Yeah. Right over.
I'll get the hammock ready for you, man. Just anytime.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it.
But I know Elizabeth, you got to get going.
I do. I
Cut
get
it short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before you go, could you please give us final words for you, any inspirational words for the community? The reason why we wanted you guys up here is we wanted the community to get to know you guys a little bit better, because we feel when people get to know people on a personal level, then they're more comfortable. You guys are breaking out in the scenes, and we love the fact that the Web3 community is growing. We're a big part of unity here on this podcast, and we want to make sure that everyone feels welcome, and we want to also unify the space because we think together we can all move forward.
That's deep. I love it. I'm personally a very spiritual person and try to bring positivity to our meetings, to anything that we do. Being at a startup is really tough because we have so many aspirations, and we would love nothing more to be further developed and give everybody everything they want, but slow and steady, because to build a business is really, really tough. And I think unless you have had that experience to go through those trials and tribulations, everything is just like, oh, it's easy, let's just do it. And it's not really how it works. And sometimes you you feel like tough energy around you because you don't want to disappoint the people around you. But I gotta say, like, you know, you guys are awesome. This is like really wholesome. We need this. Like, the team needs to feel like this to have, you know, amazing community members like you. This is like who we're doing all of this for like you guys, an amazing couple with a child who is like in the space, and you're doing it safely. You're educating the community. Like, this is what it's all about. I'm really grateful for you guys, and the time that you spend on us. You know, it doesn't go unseen. We may not like constantly give you guys flowers because we're just kind of checking lists every day. Like, did we do this? Did we do that? What else do we need to do? But like, the flowers are there and we want to give them. So I just really want to thank you both. Definitely deserve to be over 500 on your likes. I'm going to keep sharing it. I've shared it with all of my friends.
Thank you.
Thank
Super
you.
grateful. I totally agree with the biggest bro. Like, what I love that he did. I was like, good friend. Like, I don't know if anyone's ever done something like that for me. I'm gonna.
He did it when we went on
Sneaky
vacation.
guy.
He was sneaky.
Yep.
That was so good. That was awesome. And the rest of the community, like everyone on here, like superstar guys, they sent me a hat. I was like, what? I was like, don't send me a hat. I'm gonna buy it. And they're like, no. And they sent me a hat, and I got this hat at home, and I wore it today. I was just so excited. Like, it's so nice to feel the love, and so you guys know we're working really hard to, you know, make you guys happy, to make sure that everyone's getting the value. We're putting in the work for sure, but appreciate you guys. Pumped. I'll come back on another show when I can do the full length. Definitely need to be here for it.
Enjoy your weekend, Elizabeth, and thank you
Yeah.
so much for joining us. We really appreciate you for coming on, and we've always wanted to talk with you. And thank you to Poof and Dr. Punchman for helping arrange this with you. D,
We had to give
Yeah.
up a lot, by the way, to get her on this show.
I heard you had to take a pay cut to get her on, so I understand, man.
Yeah, appreciate you, Elizabeth. Thank you so much. Yeah, please enjoy the rest of your evening and your weekend. And yeah, can't wait for the next time when you'll have more time and can come on and just hang out with us. So thank you.
I'd love it. Thank you guys.
Have a good
Bye.
weekend.
See you.
And guys, if you got to run, let us know as well, because Poof already knows we can go forever. So you got to like tell us to just, hey, by the way, we got lives, you know, we want to enjoy our weekend. You know what I
My
mean?
wife is calling me. Dinner
Yeah.
time.
I can't run. I just can't run.
I can't run either. My knees start to hurt.
Oh man.
Oh man.
I love your sponsorship little things you do, Matt. This is brought to you by these back pain pills.
Can I just say that
Random.
Yeah.
working with Matt is really, really amazing. Me and Matt didn't really get to work together as much while Steph was here because I was working directly with Steph, obviously, right? But when Steph left, we kind of like we needed a co-host, and Matt just jumped in, and of course Elizabeth as well. And I want to give Elizabeth as much flowers as she can hold because she deserves all of them. But Matt as well is so funny and so creative. And he brings out a side of me that lets me be the host of the post show that I am, you know, that like he has these ideas and they're just so fun and on brand that it really lets me unlock and kind of be fun and on brand as well. If you guys haven't joined the post show, I'll do a quick show. Please come and join the post show. We do them like every 2 weeks in Discord. We don't record them for a reason because it's mainly just nonsense and a lot of fun. But it's me and Matt and a guest. We'll have to have you guys on soon. We'll have to have you guys on the Real Uncommon podcast.
We would be honored.
But we go through all these posts, and then I ask a bunch of crazy questions, and there's a bunch of games that we play. So it is a ton of fun, and it's all from Matt's brain. So shout out to Matt. That was my whole spiel.
What a terrible place to be from. What a terrible place.
I wanted to bring this up. I'm glad you brought the post show because I really wanted to talk about it, which is why this slide is up. I wanted to know, it's my understanding there was the mastermind between you both, but where did the concept come up for this show? Because I got to tell you, for the people that are not watching this show, there's 69 people watching. You guys got to get on this because it's a really good show. You guys do really good recaps. It's very casual like this. It's a lot of fun. Both Dee and I, we have to catch it early over here, and we appreciate you pushing it up 2 hours for us to actually attend it. But I want to see more people in there because the show deserves more and more people. Can you guys give us a brief rundown on the conception of the post show?
Sure, I can jump on that. So I really love. Thank you, Mission, very much. I really love what Poof has been doing with the Discord, and I've been a big fan of how he's been able to wrangle that into something that's actually usable. And if you've ever been on Discord, for people who've never been on Discord, it is basically like take every kindergarten in the US and then cram them onto one forum. And Poof has been able to make that into something that's actually logical and useful. So I really wanted to do more for that audience, because it is our largest audience of any platform. We don't have any numbers like we do in the Discord, and the activity there is just so passionate. I really wanted to reward that, and I wanted to give us a space, because we don't do a great job of responding to all of the posts on X or Twitter or Instagram or TikTok or wherever you find us on your local television programming. We just aren't great at doing responses. And I wanted to, like, I told Poof, I'm like, let's just grab all the comments, or as many as we can, and let's just cram them into a half hour, and we'll just comment on the comments as we can. And we've got fans, we have people who are less than fans. We get a lot of comments, and I wanted to respond to everybody as we could. And I think Poof took my idea and made it into an actual usable idea, and has been doing a great job of kind of doing all the work, all the heavy lifting of setting it up so that we can just have a smooth show. But I really wanted to give Discord a reward. And that's why we don't film it or we don't record it, is because this is really for Discord. It really needs to be something organic, and it needs to feel organic and live. I produced some podcasts in my previous life for All Things Comedy, and the live shows are always the ones that did the best. And I mean, we all the shows we did were live, but I mean, the ones where we went out to the studio audience and actually went and rented maybe in the Comedy Store, maybe rented the belly room of the Comedy Store or whatever it was, and we'd go in and do these live performances, and it's such a different energy than you get. And I really wanted to have as close to that experience as we could have with it's their comments. We're just talking about it, so they should be able to feedback on the things that they said. And I think Poof has taken it and made it into. I think if you were there for the first time that Poof did the spinning wheel, I think my face melted on that one. Yeah, and it's an ever shifting landscape of innovation and fun, which I think also is great, because no two shows feel the same. And I'm glad that I get to do my dorky bit with sponsorships and other stuff like that. It makes me feel whole. It's just that was my side of it. So
you guys already have a donator, by the way, right here. He wants to give away some golden tickets on your next show. Go ahead, Poof.
Go.
He's just gonna get him back. He's just gonna. He's like, I want you to put it on the digital exchange, digital toy exchange, so I can just buy him back.
He's buying them before me. Every time I try to find a cheap deal, they're in his wallet by the time. Yeah, so.
No, it's really cool to see. Obviously, Steph had left, and we were looking for new ways to engage the community. And I had a bunch of responsibilities that I was, kind of just getting used to and getting acclimated to. So my head was a little, just barely above water at the time. Matt's like, "Hey, let's do this show," and we thought it was a great idea. We started to figure out how it would work, and Matt just had good idea after good idea. And then our first show was literally going to be we just printed out all of a whole sheet of comments, and we were going to go comment by comment and just say things after everything. And the really cool thing about the post show is that we put a huge disclaimer in the beginning. It's not an official Cryptoys show. So we can kind of take it and do what we want with it, right? And change it each week. And now we have bidding wars, and we have spinning wheels at the end, and and special guests every week. And I'm really excited. I really enjoy it. It's definitely a relaxation moment, I think, for me and Matt and the guest as well, because most of our shows are very script, right? Stick to the script. These people are watching, these partners are watching. But when we get into the Discord and we get those free moments, we're just laughing and having a good time, and that's what really makes it fun. That's not forced laughter. That's not forced smiles and stuff. Like we're literally in there like having a good time and laughing, and that's what makes it the best, honestly.
I can see like on your live streams, you got somebody from like say corporate, like start laughing, Poof, you know?
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
yeah,
like,
with a little board, yeah.
Right,
Applaud.
right.
Yeah.
Poof just has a stick with a nail on it, just like poking us with like the thing to laugh.
It's like you're not being enthusiastic enough.
Right.
The
I'm
script
sorry,
is
Matt. Go
like,
ahead.
Poof starts laughing.
Right.
Yeah, I missed the very first one you did, and I think that was with Bones. I believe.
Shut up, Bones.
And I
Yeah,
missed
shut up.
it, and I wrote in the comment, like, where can I get a recording of this? And of course, Matt was like, yeah, I gotta admit, it was the best show that you missed. I was like, gee, thanks. So
Can I
like,
say
okay,
shout out Bones?
yes.
Bones was like,
Yes.
I was like, hey, Bones, like, you want to do this show with us? And he's like, what is it about? And we're like, we don't know. But if you want to come hang out with us and do the show, he's like, of course, I'll do the show. It was so great. He was our test guest, and it worked out amazing. Of course, Bones crushed it. Shout out Bones. He's you guys. If you guys don't know Bones, follow him on Twitter, follow him on X, follow him on YouTube. He makes great videos. Just shout out Bones. 100%.
Shout out
Shout out
Or just
Bones.
run the street and shout Bones. Just
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, he
Don't
was
mind
all the way from Canada, so.
Yeah, well, he does start yelling at all these unboxings. I gotta tell you right there. And
He
every
does.
time we unbox, I always tell Bones, please yell, because hopefully the winds from Canada will carry it down here and give me some UG luck. Hasn't happened yet,
Nice.
Bones.
Well, we
Yeah.
did.
Our
Well, I had to buy it.
our first post show was filmed in Hollywood at the Magic Castle. Bones was he just ripped off his shirt and was running around stage like an animal
Yeah.
caged. It was insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I totally missed it.
I believe it. Sounds
We
like a true
toned it
story.
way down after that. We
Oh
toned
yeah. We couldn't keep that energy level up.
Gotta generalize it.
Yes. So I'm making sure now. I don't think I've missed any of the ones after that one, which is great.
You
Yeah,
guys
I
talked
love it.
about our work culture as well, which is something that I wanted to touch on at the time, but I didn't want to interrupt.
Go ahead.
It's so true that like behind the scenes, this is exactly how we are as well. Like I'm, while being serious in meetings, I'm also joking around and usually getting some shots in and then having some fun. Matt's saying some fun stuff and using his creative mind in air quotes in a meeting. This is how we are. We really enjoy doing what we're doing. And I mean, we're here building digital toys. How could you not have fun, right? And I get to run the community that loves the digital toys. So it really is just easy to have a smile on your face when you do this stuff, even behind the scenes. It's not like the cameras go off and we're in a meeting. We're like, oh, this is rah, 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 right? Everyone's just really happy and excited to be working on this. It's awesome. It is.
And Jonathan Chang is so fast. Like we'll be talking about something in a meeting, and he'll be like, "You mean drawings like this?" And we're like, "We just played for the first time like 5 minutes ago."
Yeah.
When is
I don't-
DCon? I don't know when it
It's
is.
in November.
Is it
15th.
is D for Dungeons and Dragons? Because count me in.
It can
Could
be.
It
Whatever
might be
gets
there.
you guys to Vegas, we could make that happen. And so what Biggest Bro is alluding to, guys, is Kid Arcade is doing an unofficial DCon after party for all communities. And so that's what he's alluding to right there. We're all going. D and I are going to be there. D actually started a chat on X for people to come to DCon, and I don't know how much people. There's a lot of people in there, so there's going to be a good part of the community in there. There's a lot of Cryptoys, VV, McFarlane fans are going to be there, so it's going to be a hodgepodge of community members from Web3 that are going to go to
Yeah.
DCon together and then hang out, I believe, at Ninja Karaoke.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah, and there's gonna be so you can sing, you can hang out,
I can't
and then
You can get stabbed. There'll be ninjas.
I can't sing.
I don't know.
Oh.
You might just hang out with certain people, and then next thing you know, you'll start singing something.
I'll sing with you. I'm all about trying to help people out. So
There you go.
Thank you.
Do a duet. But yeah, then I believe Arcade's gonna be doing like live a trivia show. Like he's
love
got
that show.
some planned. Yeah,
I love
So-
Kid Arcade. Can I just
it's
say
gonna be
that?
fun. Yes,
So,
of course.
Such a vibe, man. I'm all about vibes, and Kid Arcade is such a vibe. Every time I watch his show, he's yelling, he's loud, and he's animated, and it just gets the crowd excited and hyped up. We showed that clip of Kid Arcade reacting to the self custody to
Oh,
some
yeah.
people, you know, in the company and outside the company, just because it's such a good clip because he's like freaking out and he's like yelling. And
I
his
think Dee
reaction
was a
is
part
like,
of that clip, right?
yeah, she was.
And that happened on his birthday too.
I know.
So it was even like
Yeah.
more special. He's like,
And the
what?
kid gifted him a Juno that during that
Yes.
whole entire thing, so that was cool too. So
He's
yeah,
so
he wants
great. He's
this. He
like,
wants gamified stuff, you guys.
I
This
know.
is what
Yeah.
you guys are doing is what he wants to see the space go to. So let's go, Kid Arcade, right here.
He makes me laugh because he's like, "Oh, we got Poof in the building. Poof, I don't have any questions right now, but if I do," and then he repeats to ask me like 10 questions. Like, you want to have? Hey, Poof, let me ask you this. Hey, Poof, I love Kid Arcade's energy. It's so good. It makes
When
such a
Poof
good
on
show.
Kid Arcade.
Yes, man, we would make a great show. I feel like.
Oh, so you didn't answer the question. Are you guys gonna be there?
Oh, I mean,
It's November.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You want me to
mid-November.
make plans for November?
yeah.
Yes.
I
Blink
can't-
once for yes, twice for no.
Have you met a man before? You want number one, you
Blink 3 times.
think that far ahead. It doesn't.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Matt. Yes, you are 100% right.
My wife is like, oh, don't worry, I've got a spreadsheet for the next 50 things we're gonna do on this vacation. And I'm like, she's like, there's 5 minutes in between each if you need a buffer. And I'm like, what? We're going on a vacation? She's like, yeah, boarding starts in 15. And I'm like, what? Yeah, that's how it works if you're a man. If
Dee and your wife will get along very well. I have someone at the front door, guys. I'll be back. Dee, run the show.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Well, if you guys are able to make it, that'll be awesome. But I completely understand if not. It is the week before Thanksgiving. So I don't know if that might be like a tricky time for you guys. But yeah, that's what we're planning is to be there and just hang out with whoever shows up, meet people, and re-meet some people that we met from a distance 2 years ago, and we didn't actually like talk to them. But now that we've gotten to know them more, we're actually gonna meet for real this time around, and just hang out. You know, do some group things together. Check out some food spots. And I've never been to Vegas, so that's gonna be a new one for me. But yeah, I think it's gonna be fun. So if you guys do make it out there, let us know. We would love to meet you. Or if not, maybe another time somewhere that's closer to where you are stationed in the future for like future events.
Maybe like I don't know if I can go to Vegas in November just because I've never been there. You know, it's a whole thing, Dee. It's a whole thing about leaving the house and
Get an Uber.
I'm also not good with food. Like you said, you're going to food spots. Like we went to NFT NYC and stuff was like, oh, we're gonna go to this nice, Italian restaurant. We went with like Jenny was there and a bunch of other people from our group were there. And I think I got like a cheese pizza and a chocolate milk. I was like, do you guys have chocolate milk? Like I'm like a child. So trying out food spots will result in me just getting the same thing over and over. Do you guys have anything I know? A hamburger? A cheeseburger?
Hey, that's okay. I'm sure they have those options. But for me, I like to try like new things. I'll at least try something new once before I critique it or say I don't like it. But I'm pretty good with food. Like a lot of I love food of any kind. But yeah, that's going to be a new experience. If you change your mind, it can be your first time with me as well. It'll be our first time in Vegas. Yeah.
Yeah. And then who was at the door? Was it the cops?
No. Yeah. Not today. I dropping off my vitamins.
Okay, cool. You bought Matt's back pills?
Usually doesn't knock the door. He usually just throws it right at the garage door and just drives away. But this time we had a nicer guy, so.
He wanted to make sure you took your back pills.
Yeah.
Those are important. That's an express shipment there, Matt. You got to us real quick.
Well, you're the next town west of me, so yeah.
Right.
Well, if you guys do ever come to Hawaii, we would love to meet you and take you out to the beach or wherever you want to be, wherever you want to go. And we do have cheeseburgers here, cheese
Nice.
pizza, and chocolate milk. We have all those.
Nice.
So you'll be
And those are the 3 things I need.
there. You go. See.
With a side of chicken tenders just in case.
I was watching the
Ooh.
intro video and I was like, I can't do that. Can't do that. Can't do that. Like the guy was like surfing. There was someone like fire spinning. Can't do that.
I like how in your brain, like they go surf, like every morning they wake up and go surfing to fire so they can spin it and bring it home or something.
Okay, so it's funny you say that, right? So we met with a Canadian family just this past Monday, and so they've never tried certain things like poi or mochi or any of those things. So we went on an adventure of food when we hung out with them, and they took it pretty well for something they've never tried before. So
Mhm.
don't sell yourself short. You could try surfing for the first time and just really be good at it. I'm not good at it, by the way. Everyone thinks that it's a cliche just because you're Hawaiian, you can surf and you can wrestle a shark. I am none of those things. I'm a guy that drives a Honda Accord to the beach, and I sit in the shade because I burn. So that's the type of Hawaiian I am. Right here, hashtag Poof in Vegas. That's it right there.
Ooh, everyone wants you to come to Vegas. A
food venture. I'm down for a food venture.
Sign me up. I'll be there too.
We'll try all the chocolate milks across the nation.
Oh yeah, from all the countries, right?
Yeah.
Guys, I want to talk about the X space that you guys are doing.
Mm.
I really love these collecting in a digital world, and I really appreciate you guys bringing this back. Unfortunately, we were on vacation, so let's just say we were partying the night before and didn't make the time. But maybe next time we will. But I love that you guys do this. When I got in on the tail end, and biggest bro with his announcement that I didn't hear that he tried to hide from me. I just love this. I love that you guys come out and talk to everybody. I love every time I go to these collecting in the digital world spaces, they get bigger and bigger and bigger. And that's the whole thing about organic growth. But kind of tell us the iteration of this. What really inspired you guys to start doing these X spaces? And what is the future of this? Are you guys going to be doing more of these? Are you guys going to be doing AMAs? Are you maybe do a casual show like this? Poof.
Yeah. So we actually started off. This was another non-official Cryptoys thing. This actually started off as Will's thing. He started creating these collecting in a digital world spaces, and it was kind of between Will and Superstar Money, and they would just invite guests and talk about exactly that, collecting in a digital world. It wasn't designed to be Cryptoys oriented or specific, and then it kind of evolved. You can see there is a picture that we have that has the Superstar Money logo in it now. So we always invite the Superstar Money crew now, and it kind of evolved from like looking for guests and looking for topics as a way into a way for us to announce the important things to our community and then hear back from our community as well. So we did title this one a Cryptoys Town Hall, but they're all kind of Cryptoys Town Halls in a sense. So we do use them for, going over all of the recent updates, trying to be as transparent as possible about any updates that are happening maybe in the real time. Answering questions if people want to come up and answer questions. And then we had people just come up and say their piece to the team, which I know means a lot for some of the community members who don't necessarily get the chance to do so, right? So they're really just feel good hangouts where we're going to give you all the information that's currently available, but at the same time, we're available to listen to you guys. So I really enjoy them from a community perspective. We're definitely going to keep doing them. I'm not doing it, but we have someone else planning months ahead for these next couple collecting in a digital world spaces. So we should have some good shows coming up. Yeah, we're not going away with them at all.
That's good. The reason why I say that is, so D and I also help with on 2 X spaces. So we're part of the Webby Collective, which is a collectors group that we all started with Osmond Collect 63, who's the president. And so we always attend these spaces. It's a collector's space, and it's also a space where all the community is involved. And what I love about spaces in general is it allows the community who doesn't want to show their face to come and talk to you guys, to interact with you guys, to give you guys a piece of their mind, whether you might want it or not, respectfully. And then also to kind of just kind of get to know you guys better and to talk to you face to face. And I just think more of this is what we need to kind of like help the community out. Because the one thing any community doesn't want is to kind of have no communication or no interaction. We're not always asking for answers. I think what we're always asking for is to just so you guys know that we're still here, right? Just that awareness, just to have that interactiveness with each other, in that respect. What do you think about this, Dee?
No, I love it. Yeah, like he said, we missed this one. Well, I actually did catch the last bit of it, so I did catch Biggest Bro doing his sneaky stuff. But I was like, oh, let's just go back and re-listen. I'm like, oh no, it's not recorded.
Yeah, sorry.
But I think
That
most
was-
of the time it
that
is,
was an
yeah.
accident. Yeah, most of the time
Yeah,
it was, and it
okay.
was supposed to be this time. Admittedly, I think we just forgot to press the old record button.
That's okay. So all the alpha, whoever was in there that got all the alpha, congrats to
It was
you.
Mistake, that's all.
Yeah. But yeah, I love these spaces, and I like that when you do have them, it's consistent. It's on Wednesdays, I believe, right? Yeah, Wednesdays.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
At I don't know what time.
Noon.
Noon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
Eastern.
6
Noon.
o'clock our
6
time.
a.m. for us.
Yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, I love that, and like just agreeing with Hinano that people can have their opportunity, because a lot of people are on X and not necessarily on Discord, and
Yeah.
so they can come up and not show their face, and tell you what they like about the project or other projects in the space. Hopefully like feedback and what can be improved, what they want to see, and just a chance to interact with whoever's up speaking on the panel, whether it's you guys or other team members, other people that maybe from other projects. So yeah, I really dig this when you do have it. So yeah, keep doing them. I know you will, but yeah, good job.
Amazing.
Yeah, guys.
Thank you.
Another thing that I really love is you guys are now educating people on how to use the DTE. I think Elizabeth did a really good job with this. I think more of this is what we need, because I know some people, we've been DM'd, by the way, guys. People are asking, well, how do we use the DTE? How do we do this? Some people, D and I help people set up their first MetaMask ever before to try to get into the DTE. But this kind of stuff right here is perfect, super simple, very easy to digest, and 1, 2, 3, you're in kind of a thing, right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
this kind of stuff I really like. But because there's a reason I brought this up, because of the advent of the DTE, you guys have been able to give us the opportunity now to give away stuff to the community. And what I love is, because I'm a big, people call me Santa Claus. I'm not Santa Claus. There's a reason why I give away certain things, and one day I'll explain to people my reasoning. Let's just say when I was not younger, but let's just say was like around maybe 4 or 5 years ago. No, it was longer than that, right? Maybe it was 10 years ago.
10 years maybe.
Someone gave me an opportunity. They gave me a chance, and that changed my life. So the reason I do what I do is because of that. And one day I'll tell that story. But back to this, giving away is something that we all love to do. And I love that community members like Buck, Jester, they're doing their own giveaways to not only, support the project, push the project forward, but also to like, support our community, to like, give thanks to the community, tell the community, we see you. Thank you so much for like interacting with us and supporting us. You got Nerd Cave over here doing the same thing. And then you got Brother Mission here doing the opposite thing. He's buying up all these, Skeletors right there. And I don't know how you put them all in the same picture right there. But yeah, the advent of the DTE has been a game changer for us. And so I wanted to talk to you guys about that. I wanted to ask, how was it like on day one? Because you guys were, by the way, the cops are coming again. But on day one, you guys were in the Discord. It was like missile control central for you guys. And you guys were like trying to put fires out. You're trying to keep us entertained while also trying to keep things going. Day one of the DTE, how was it, Matt?
It was pretty easy. Everything was like, we were pretty excited to get this thing out, and then it all went super smooth until it didn't. But I think for us, we knew it was going to be a long show, and we wanted to make sure that we had, we wanted to be with our audience, and we wanted to be part of the excitement the best we could. The DTE for us, the digital toy exchange, is really something that we had been looking forward to for quite a while. Yeah, everyone was saying win marketplace, but we had this was something that we had on our roadmap for quite a while to get out, and then of course Toykin Market's next. But the getting teleportation down, getting to the DTE, and we want to make sure that whatever happened, we were there. That people didn't feel we weren't just dropping off a service and then saying have fun and then running away. I will say to the earlier comment about like. There's if you want to get nitty gritty of it, the way that I handle marketing, the way that Elizabeth handles marketing, a little bit different. We do clash heads often about theology on marketing, but so I'm of the generation of when you got a game in the end for your Nintendo. The first thing you do is you pull that game out and you shove it in and you just start playing and you learn as you play. Elizabeth is of the generation of like, the first level, of course, is the demo level. It shows you how to use your tools and how to run and jump and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, no, that's for cowards. Just go out there and do it. And so when I did the first few videos, she goes, "There's no voiceover and there's no text." I'm like, "They'll figure it out." She's like, "No, we have to add voiceover and we have to add text." And then when she was talking about doing, we talked about doing some videos for MetaMask, and I'm like, listen, MetaMask does excellent tutorials, and we're not going to be able to beat them at doing that. And there needs to be an opportunity for ambassadors. To see how I just passed the buck. There needs to be an opportunity for our ambassadors to be shepherds in this space, right? We have this new space. We need to give you guys opportunities so that you can be authorities in what we're doing, and you can have that authority. And if we explained absolutely everything, then you guys wouldn't be able to hold that position of authority, and you would just be like, we're learning it when you guys are learning it. So I think as we do these drops and stuff, I definitely want to work closer with the ambassadors, be like, okay, let's sneak in a little early, see how this thing works under the hood. Let's talk about how this thing works. If you guys have any questions, and run through the stuff. But I definitely, for me, there is empowering our fans, and especially our ambassadors, is really important. And the fact that people look up to you guys as authorities, to me, is very important. We want people to see you guys as like the people who are like mentors in a way. Like, you're going to tell them how, everything's okay. This is how you do it. This is a safe space. That bringing our company culture to everybody is very important to me, even if I sneak it upon you. It's definitely something I want to make it important that you guys get to have your moments to connect with your audience, because I mean that's what this is all about. That's what Uncommon Podcast is about. That's what it is about, to be working with ambassadors.
Can I just say when they're arguing like that in the meetings, I'm just like,
is it bad like when we argue on stream?
No, it's not really arguing. It's more as just the creative process, guys. It's the creative process. Right.
Yeah. No, that's good though. You got to have a little bit of confliction in order to get more thought out of it, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Everyone can't be yes men.
Our meetings are like first thing in the morning. So what are you expecting to be like?
Before coffee?
Okay. Mid coffee, I'm not the best person.
But no, you're right. And I know everyone can't be yes men. There needs to be, budding of ideas to get to a better path. That's how it works.
Yeah, and speaking... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. See, I start shtick already. It's happening. Go ahead.
Yeah, and speaking of, letting the ambassadors, kind of traverse and, show the audience, shout out to Superstar Money.
Yes.
Because they also was learning it. I think that they did it live, right? Yeah, they did it live, showing how to traverse through, teleporting in and out. And like, oh, I guess that doesn't work. So, doing it with the audience. So we're all learning as well along the way. And it's great to see. But I do like how you guys have these guides, tutorials. Even like I've learned so much when I went. I scrolled all the way down to the bottom of your website. And if for people that don't know, there is the white paper, there's the blog, and there's the FAQs. The FAQs, I clicked it. I'm like, and I thought it would be like just, the basic questions that people have. but it takes you to this whole other world where you have like marketplace, teleportation. There's like 6 boxes. I can't picture them right now. But yeah,
detailed, very detailed.
they're very detailed. And so I was like, whoa, I learned like so much in just clicking this one link. So yeah, thanks for doing that. It really helps if people take the time to actually go through it. You can actually learn a lot because everything is detailed with the instructions.
Yep. Shout out to John and Sabina who work on those articles from our support team. You asked about Saturday, and they absolutely crushed it on Saturday. Like it's easy. It's kind of easy to just be on stream and talk when I feel like that's my skill. But John and Sabina are behind the scenes when everything was going on, receiving hundreds of messages and having to answer those messages because obviously there was teleportation issues on day one, et cetera, et cetera. And they're handling all those messages and then, updating articles at the same time and kind of working on 2 or 3 things at once to resolve issues and update more information on that page. So yeah, they deserve flowers as well. John and Sabina killing it behind the scenes in support.
Yeah, I mean, all you guys did for like 6 hours on a Saturday. So that was amazing. Yeah, I was at work at the market and I was like, okay, no, it was just before I left to go to work, and then it opened, and then I snuck in a few times while I was at work. I'm like, oh, they're still on, and then I came back. I'm like, oh my goodness, they're still going. So yeah, that's awesome for the team to do that, and just communicate, the day of the drop of the open. And just to be there, with your customers and just trying to figure things out instead of, here it is, it's open. Now you guys can go figure it out on your own kind of thing. So,
yeah. And I got to chime in on this because I've been in communications for 20 plus years, from climbing poles to now I manage people. And I've done CSR, I've put in call centers, I've done all that stuff. So communication for me is the backbone of a company, because without your customers, your happy customers, and your customers that continue to support you, any company, they're nothing without them. And so a big communication bridge is needed. And you guys really have a good one, because I remember I actually did message you guys that day. I sent a support ticket. An hour later, I got a response from, I think it was Sabina, and that was just phenomenal. I mean, like, that's because if it's just 2 individuals handling the whole entire thing, that's tough. That's hard work. I mean, like I said, I've done CSRs where there's like 50 people in there and they're stumbling on everything. 2 people, phenomenal, guys, phenomenal.
Yeah.
Shout out to them.
And they take it further as well, and they're not just happy with the general, we'll answer in an hour, that's fine. They're also working on articles, and then they created that status.cryptoys.com page, which will show you at any time what's affected on our site, if systems are operational. And you can also subscribe to email updates. So if something goes wrong, you can get an email instantly to tell you that something's wrong with the Cryptoys platform. So for them to take the extra initiative and just keep building out so that they can, make everyone's kind of process easier is just, they're the best, honestly.
Yeah, and we're also working on the DTE bot on X as well. I don't know if anybody's following that at all. It seems like the programming I built to make that thing work is down more than it's up, but it usually gets alerts, especially status updates, alerts, that kind of stuff is there as well. So if you're curious about how we're doing or what's selling right now, it's a pretty good resource. I really want to gamify the DTE. I think there's something there that's a lot of fun, and people seem to enjoy it. So we're looking for more ways to kind of make it a fun experience and. At least how we report on it and how we talk about it, and talk about, who's got the biggest who did the biggest sales this week, or like who's traded the most, or whatever it is, and just kind of look through the numbers. But yeah, GTE has been great. It's been a ton of fun just to see the reactions and see not only the numbers coming in, but I also watched the teleporting in, teleporting out. And just how people are doing that. You see people do a lot of big sales and they teleport those straight into their backpack. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I guess that makes sense. It's a safe wallet to have your stuff in for sure. So I think it's just great to watch how people are using it. It's cool.
And the bot
Yeah.
works because I think after 2 minutes after I bought that Ultra Grail, it was on X. So I was like, hey, look, D, there it is.
The DTE helped us get our first Ultra Grail.
It
Let's
did.
go.
It did. Right,
Let's
off. So
go.
right off the plane, guys, we get home and I was about to turn off the computer and she's like, did you unpack? I'm like, no. So I'm unpacking and I wish I unpacked faster because here's a funny story. Mission was watching that same Ultra Grail. I'm calling you out, buddy. He was watching it because he wanted to complete the Ultra Grail set for Wave 1. And then good old Hinano here screwed that up by buying the loop. But so once we decided, okay, there's an Ultra Grail. It's at a really good price. You know, we just came back from vacation, and I'm a stickler for vacation where I allocate funds for the vacation. So whenever we don't go over the allocation, I'm like, ooh, extra money.
Extra
So I'm
money,
like, okay, I see an Ultra Grail,
It was
D.
meant
And
to
so
be.
I'm like, okay, so I'm moving back around to get my USDC. And I'm like, keep refreshing the page because someone's got to be looking at it. And sure enough, Mission was looking at it. There he is. Yes, you got me, fam. Yep, he was looking at it, and I got it right before he did. So it works, you guys. And I think the DTE is a success, in my opinion.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you.
So,
I know.
but guys, we are at almost an hour and a half. I don't know how good you guys are on time, but I wanted to show this off right here. This is our gift to you guys from the podcast. We made an NFT of you guys. I am not the best artist. I hope it ain't rinky dink. And we only made enough just for you three. So, yeah, this is your gift to us from the podcast for coming on and hanging out with us. I hope you guys like it.
Guys, take a screenshot. Do I look like it?
Oh, it's too bad you can't put them like above this picture
Side by
and then
side.
compare. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can. Sorry though, but yeah, I mean, anyways, but yeah. So somebody send me a wallet. I'll send you guys. Actually, we made one for you guys and a copy if you guys want to give it to somebody else. But yeah,
Nice.
this is
Amazing.
mainly for you guys right here. And thank you for
Thank you.
coming and hanging out with us. But guys, we're at the tail end to where D and I want you guys now. We're gonna give you the opportunity to ask us a question. We ask you guys all kinds of questions. So now it's your turn. You both can ask D and us a question right now. Go ahead, Poof.
Yeah, I want to know, are there roads in Hawaii or is it just all connected through
We have
water?
one.
Where we're going, we don't need roads, Poof.
Ooh, what is that from, Matt?
It's a serious question. You know, I know you guys have said this before, but maybe for people who don't know, just maybe a quick story. It might be a long story of how you got started, how this all started. Because we're at, how many episodes are we at? 106 now. So wow. How did you guys get here? How did this start?
So 106 live streams, but I think 200 and almost 250 videos. Do you want to tell the story, D, or do you want me to tell the story?
You
We're
can tell
both
the
pretty
story.
long.
You
Okay.
tell it better.
Get your snacks, Poof. No, long story short, we went to DCon 2022. We got to meet a bunch of community members, the VV fam. I believe HRO was there as well. And then we ended up just meeting a bunch of people. Now that's scary. And I want everyone to understand that, you know, be careful when you're on the internet. Make sure that whoever you decide to meet, that you have been collaborating with them for quite some time. And you're comfortable with that, because this is not something where we're like, go out on the internet and hang out with people. No, we have been collaborating with a lot of the content creators on here, like My Collectibles and of that sort. So we knew them for a long time. They were talking heads like us. So we went and collaborated. And we met them. It was great. We came back with both our kidneys. Nothing bad happened. It was fun. We all met at we all met at DCon. There were DCon parties that were thrown by whales in the community, like Sanjay, as well as some projects like Vivi were throwing thank you parties, and we got to bowl, and we really got to talk story and do this. And this is what D and I love to do. We love to socialize. If you guys ever meet us in person, and I told one of the associates we just met on Monday, you may or may not like me because I'm going to talk your brains out. And so that's what we did. We just talked story. And when we got to the airport and we were leaving Los Angeles, we're like, wow, we don't want this to end. We want to do more of this. And that's where the Real Uncommon podcast came to fruition, was at LAX. when we're sitting in that terminal thinking about, well, how can we do this? And we're like, okay, let's start a podcast. Let's try it out. We were on YouTube before. We were on Bob Sales channel. We're collaborating with him, and then I did some Twitter Spaces, and so and I've been used to talking on this like this. COVID, that's all we could do, right? So and I'm a pretty good salesman. Besides being in communications, I also do sales. I sell big PBXs. I talk to hundreds of people like this. I just don't see them. So this is like natural for me. But I was very nervous when I went to Decon. I'm usually not a nervous guy. But anyways, we got back here and we went straight to Target and we just bought the cheapest stuff possible. And we tried it out. And it was just a 1-episode thing. I told Dee, it's only going to be for 15 minutes. And our first episode was 15 minutes. We talked to Tropical Bird. And we planned it with her. We wanted her to be our first guest, and we were so nervous. If you look at the very first episode, nervous,
don't look at it.
so cheesy, so bad.
It's so bad.
It's bad. I can't see it. I can't watch it. But that's how it started. And FF fun fact, we started on X. We never started on YouTube. It was Joe from Superstar Money who convinced us to be on YouTube. It was actually Joe from Superstar Money and Rob who also pushed us forward along with My Collectibles to keep going.
Arcade, yeah.
And Arcade, yes. Because we weren't going to do this long. We were actually going to stop after episode 5. It's like, I don't know. Because like we were only getting like 35, 40 views at the most. On X we get a little bit more, but yeah, we were really small and we just kept doing it, and we kept getting people on. Dee kept getting people on, and if you really go and look, there is so many interviews we've done. And then we found you guys last year. We got to interview Will. He's the first CEO that came on our channel. You guys were actually the first project to acknowledge us, and we appreciate that before any other project acknowledged us fully. So it was just that, and then the community. We started building a community, and then the live streams happened. So it was my birthday. And so yeah, I'm doxing my birthday, but like our very first live stream was my birthday. Dee asked me, what do you want to do? I said, well, we've never done a live stream before. Let's try to do a live stream after we had breakfast. So we turned on the cameras, did everything. Joe showed up. I think we had Captain Obvious. She showed up along with the community. And it just started from there. We had so much fun doing this, and now we're at 106 live streams later, and here we are. You want to add anything to this, Dee?
No, I think that was a lot. But a better version of what I probably would have rambled on and did all their side stories on the way. But no, that's exactly how we started. And it's been really fun. Really fun for us. We have our ups and downs during the week, but we always try to make at least like the Aloha Friday show fun and entertaining for whoever wants to come on, whoever we can get on, and for the audience as well to just hang out with us and just enjoy before the weekend starts. So yeah, it's been really cool.
I think that's what Liz was saying too. I want to add on to what Liz was saying a while ago before she left. She was talking about your guys' vibes and like how it's much needed in the space and how we need this. You guys could have done anything with this show, right? You could have made this a rage show. You could have had a totally negative attitude. You could have been toxic. You could have allowed this and that. But you choose to make it this positive thing where people can come in and hang out and invite them into your home essentially. And that's what it's about. That's why I tune into Aloha Friday every Friday pretty much and watch from the chat. Just wait until I say a few things and then notice that you guys see I'm watching. But yeah, it's a good vibe. It's a good vibe, and it's good content to keep on. You guys are like made for this. Honestly, it's perfect.
Thank you. I like to call ourselves Seinfeld. We really started as a show about nothing, but in reality, it's a show about the people. Our biggest thing is there's a thing in Hawaii called the Aloha Spirit, and it's something that Dee and I noticed that is sorely missing in this space. And so our big thing and our big mission in this whole podcast is to try to bring people together, empower the community to try to do these things. There are so many people now starting channels, doing X spaces, getting out of their shell, writing blogs. And I don't want to say it's because of the podcast, but it's because at least they got empowered by coming up and getting the confidence to do something different. I'm a guy that hates taking pictures. I can't stand them. And I'm up here talking with you guys with 102 people watching us right now. So, yeah, that's what
I
the
feel
show's
that.
about. It's
Like,
just
can you
about
send me a
you guys.
picture for your employee photo? And I'm like, I don't take pictures of myself.
Yeah, I look like I went to jail or something. You know?
Right.
Yes, send your mugshot.
Yeah.
Like totally
Oh.
unserious, like frowny face. I never know how to look good in pictures.
Right.
Matt, I think it's your turn to ask a question, Matt.
I mean, the first time you guys had me on, we rambled on quite a bit about food. I don't really want to relive that, but I am curious about like non Cryptoys. We also talked about a lot about Vivi's comic books, but non Cryptoys collectibles, not necessarily NFTs. But what do you guys have? What's like your current passion? What's the first NFT you got? But also, what's like your current passion for collectibles go?
You go, D.
My first
I can
ever,
show you
like,
exactly. I'll come
NFT?
back and show you.
Oh,
You talking about my first ever NFT in this Web3 internet space?
yes, in the Web3 internet
Um,
space, your first NFT.
My first NFT, I believe that was, oh, I forgot the comic name. That's how bad I am. But it was on the VV platform. It was a comic book. Oh, I forgot what it's called, Hinano. Maybe you can help me. The cover has Wolverine's
Astonishing
Oh.
X-Men #1.
that one. Okay, that one.
It's written by Joss Whedon. It's a really good storyline. The art is great. I believe that's the one she's talking about.
Yeah, that was my first one. And then I got this Labbit on it was a Christmas Labbit on VB as well. So because that's where we started off, was on VB. And then collected a bunch of stuff, and then eventually that led to me collecting in real life. So now we have boxes of comic books in the room that Hinano is in.
I'm embarrassed to say how many.
And also, okay, I misplaced my Mandalorian Funko, but I just noticed when we got back from vacation, because I bought a Grogu and a Bo-Katan Kryze. I'm like, I have the set from Cryptoys.
Oh,
So
nice.
I'm missing Mando. He's somewhere in the room that Hinano's at.
She has it though.
But I
Nice.
have these two.
The Bo-Katan is great. That Bo-Katan is
Yeah.
awesome looking.
So I'm like, okay, I completed my physical set until
That's great.
Cryptoys releases them, then I can collect them for real. But yeah, that was my first NFT. What about you, Hinano?
Oh, my first NFT was the AMC popcorn on wax.
Wow.
Okay.
So I was in AMC. I made some good money on that. Not financial advice to anybody else, but I was in AMC, and then I remember through AMC Connect, the CEO came out and the investor relations and said, "We're going to drop NFTs to the community." And I got one. I got a free one. I think I still have it too. But yeah, I just remember that. I'm like, oh, this is a pretty cool looking thing. And at first I was still trying to understand what an NFT was, because at the time I was like, I was stock investor, right? So I'm like, oh, these are JPEGs.
Yeah.
What are you guys talking about? And then my chiropractor, who lives 30 minutes away from me, he's all into NFTs. He's the one who kind of like educated me on what they are, about utility, about the value, about the art, which then led me in the road to find Vivi. My very first comic book NFT that I bought, or digital collectible, was the same thing, Astonishing X-Men #1. I actually own the book in real life. And to answer Matt's question, I am a comic book collector that has been reignited because of the digital collecting space. So right here, I'm going to show you guys. I actually pulled them out for you. So I've got some books right here.
Secret Wars.
Nice.
Secret Wars right here. Got a 9/8. This one right here is my pride and joy right here, you guys.
Oh,
Wolverine
that's so sick.
#1
Wow.
sign. This is the Mexican variant right here. You can see the blood right there, right? Yeah, and it's signed. It's got his signature right down there. Let's see. I also got this one right here. This is actually D's. Scotty
Oh,
Young
yeah,
right
my
here.
signed Scotty Young.
Signed Scotty Young, and then right here. Oh,
Oh no, you just dropped my slabby.
It's
I
now a
dropped it on the
9.5.
couch. I dropped it on the couch.
Oh, there goes that value.
Yeah, yeah. Kenobi's like, no, and then this guy right here. No,
Hmm.
it's good. It's good. Yeah, my heart
Mhm.
almost skipped a beat there, but yeah, comic book collecting. That is my passion right there. Digital, physical. Anytime I go into an LCS, I go crazy to a point where I
Because
end up buying a short box because I'm just picking stuff up way too much. So yeah, I'm a big fan of comic books. I love the storylines. I love some of the new stuff they're coming up with. Um, because of this, D is now collecting. The kid is collecting. Now the
Nice.
kid's in the anime, and she's just reading all these
oh
books.
yeah.
And that's the one thing I love is she'll take the time to read a comic book or an anime book instead of like turning on the TV. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There were
Mhm.
times where we did like family night where we would read comic books, but now that we've been so busy, we haven't been able to do any of that. So now that summertime, I'd love to do that. But yeah, that is our biggest passion is comic books, and I hope that answered your question, Matt.
So that was like a 9 point. You had a lot of 9.8s. I'm just curious. Here we go. Here's my Brave and the Bold.
Ooh.
Wait, hold on,
Nice.
hold on.
On
Let me blow that
cardboard.
up.
Batman.
I'll just open this up real quick because it's probably gonna deteriorate the value. But what would you think? What would you think? This quality.
Whoa!
Whoa.
Yeah. If you
That's
can't
like
tell, this thing has
vintage.
been read a few times. Yeah. Well, I wonder what the cost of this is. You can see it's like graciously like
Whoa.
falling apart from the staples, the metal staples that keep it together. I think this was all new 40 cents.
Oh, 40 cents.
July.
Well, that's old school.
I'd be ashamed of what year. I used to have a bunch of comic books as well. That back in the day when you used to get comic books for a while, you used to get comic books for free at the gas stations when your parents would
Really?
get gas. Yeah, this is how old I am. Comic books would be free for the kids to have something to do, and the 2 minutes your dad, or like 5 minutes, your dad would be pumping gas. I just say dad because there's no way my mom would be pumping gas. But she'd have to be separating my brother and I because we'd be fighting.
Well, I remember in the 90s, we used to roll them up, before we even knew that there would be some value, right? And then they came out with like bags and boards. Bags and boards weren't out in the 80s, Yeah, we used to come in a little baggy, and I used to just roll them up before because they were just books to me. And then when they started putting them, I think it was when Spawn 1 released, that was my first bag and board, and I was realized, these are collectibles. Okay, we got to collect these now. And then after that, everything went in a bag and board after that. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh, dude, so after school, probably junior high, and then on to high school. We had a friend who worked at a comic book store, so we'd always go to the comic book store after work. So bags and boards were kind of like first thing, right? That's the first thing we learned to do with it. I was never really that much into comic books. Silver Surfer were great because they were all one story. I didn't like the continuing story, the saga. I wanted to be able to go and grab a story that was a solid piece, and then. Yeah, my friends were all like, "Oh, this is our retirement plan. We're going to keep these pristine, and then when I moved out to California, I realized for some reason I had all of the comic books for my friends. I had their entire collection moved with me. This giant collection of comics. I have no idea where it went. It's been 20, 30 years. I have no idea where that collection is. But my wife and I both get in. We've gone to graphic novels. We like getting the stories, graphic novels, but that's purely for reading. We're not that cautious or nice to anything, but I do try to get as often as I can. The hardbound books. I was like gonna grab them, but I guess they're over there.
You never know what's gonna happen when Matt turns around in his chair,
right?
So, you never know when he's gonna grab and show the camera.
I've got a lot of stuff around me too, Poof. So
He does.
Collecting a bunch of these hardbound comics. These are the Mickey Mouse. They're French. We got a few of these. When we were doing,
do you speak French?
No, but when we were doing it, I wanted to get as much reference as possible. So some of these, there's an artist in France that we did use for early Cryptoys stuff, Dave. And Dave is a Disney artist, so he does a bunch of his day to day is doing comic these larger hardbound comics for Disney. I think not his, but this is the type of stuff that he would illustrate. So
Cool.
I've got one of his here somewhere, two of his books actually here somewhere. But collecting that kind of stuff, especially if I know the artist, it makes it even better. So collecting books of artists that I am familiar with, that I've worked with, or that I know. I art directed this book actually. So
Wow.
Cool. That's awesome.
not only am I a user, but I'm also a dealer. So there we go.
FF fun fact, everybody, right there. Poof's like,
Poof is like, this is recorded.
cut it out, cut that out, Hinano.
This comic here, and I believe I'm correct in this story. This is like a high school comic. It's just a high school comic that a guy did. This guy was, for a while, he was the head of marketing over at Crunchyroll. High school boy does good, but making sure that people can get,
Crunchyroll.
I love comics that, especially if it's a story or if it's like inspiration. I think Holy for Holy knows I'm a huge fan of artists. Just that's my passion. So very excited. Very excited
I'll
to
have
find
to send some of the kids' art. I'll DM you some of the kids' artwork. She does like I guess her own version of like little comic strips, but she's all into anime now. So she does random art on her papers I find in her room, like, wow, this is great. And she's like, Mom, don't look at it. I'm like, but it's so great. Like, she's only 10 and she's very creative. So
Yeah,
that's a really good question here.
Yeah, no, there's whispers of stuff. I will say that it might end up being bootleg. Yeah, no, I think when I started with just doing strips, comic strips. Grabbing another book here. But comic strips are how I started. I like a 4-panel layout. I love the setup for a joke and then a punchline at the end, or a setup for a story, of the setup for the action and then the follow through, the action, the question, the penultimate, and then the conclusion. I like that kind of like ramping up the story and getting it out. So doing the Dr. Fudd comics strips has really been cathartic for me. And also some of the other stuff we're doing, we're still pushing out some other ideas, working with our partner IP to see what we can get away with. But
Here's an FF fun fact about comic strips. I was actually a part of the school paper. It's called The Dragon's Flame. And no, you can't Google it and find out what that is. And that's why I'm saying it on live. But yeah, it's called The Dragon's Flame. And I did a comic strip called Aliens versus Humans. And it was cool. And it was exactly what you said. It had like I don't want to say a character buildup, but more like you see like a scene happening and then a punchline at the end where like the human or the alien like walks into a pie or something like that. And I did that for my entire year of my senior year. And it was a hit. Sometimes it wasn't, because you got to be very creative artistically to get that punchline. And I'm more, I don't know if I'm funny, but you know what I mean? I like to think I'm funny. I like to think I'm funny verbally, but like trying to like put that to paper is tough. So I can relate.
My first, I think in high school, my first long form book, I think I got like a steno pad that was like 78 pages or 79 pages, however pages that was. And that was fill up a page of a comic book page. And by the time you're at like page 60, you've got a pretty good handle of where the story is going. Right. You've kind of gone through it. And then by just filling up those pads is how I figured out writing, and a lot of writing, a lot of how to get story out. And there's a lot of them that never got finished, but it's just the repetition, and that's what did it for me. But yeah, most of it was that comic strip format. Give me 4 panels, 3 panels, set up and move. And that's really what worked really well for me, and I guess hopefully for the Dr. Fudd series that we have going on. If
I love it. I love it, man. I love it. Yeah, it's good stuff right there. And I love you got like that. It feels very jazzy. Like you got like a little jazz effect in the background. I love jazz, by the way. So
gonna have to tell the kid your tricks and tips. Have her start off with like a 4-panel thing and see where she goes with that. Yeah, but I will send some over to you so you can check out her work.
Sounds good.
Give her some critique.
I always set up rules for everything. Whenever I do something or I'm going to try something new, I try to figure out where the rules are going to be for that box I'm going to put myself in, if it's marketing or if it's creative direction or if it's whatever. And I think the strip naturally is boxes. So figuring out the rules for that for me at a young age was really important.
Yeah, very cool. Well, we're almost at 2 hours. I'm not sure if you guys had any more questions for us before we do
We covered if Hawaii had roads, right? We covered that one.
We do have roads.
do
Now,
have
whether
roads.
they're smooth roads is a different question. You may have to change your struts every year, but we do have roads, and our Costco is about an hour away. So yeah, we do not have DoorDash at all. So
oh really? I couldn't live there then.
No Uber Eats, nothing, at least because we live in a small town. So we live in the countryside versus like the city or the capital, and which is amazing that this live stream hasn't blown up yet. So because if the wind blows, that's it. The internet starts cutting out over here. We're like Canada. But guys, thank you for giving us your time here and just kind of hanging out. Sure. We've established we got roads. I don't want to keep you too much. We're about to close out the show. We're at almost 2 hours. We just want to do one giveaway to our audience because they're always here hanging out, and we do have something for them. So I want the chat to go and enter this right now in the chat, #unity, because we believe in unifying this space and also providing the Aloha spirit to everybody. And I want to show you guys what we are going to give away. The podcast is going to give away. And it's this Batman right here. And also, Matt and Poof, if you guys want to enter the win this McFarlane Batman, go right ahead and put #unity in the chats. Now, this is all from the community now. We sold out on our podcast tickets, and you guys have also donated to us. So anything that you give us goes right back to you guys. And so this is something that's going right back to you guys. And then we'll give you guys some time to enter this in the chat while we talk story with our guests a little bit more. We'll give you guys about 2 minutes, and then we'll run this giveaway. But guys, Poof, Dr. Punchman, thank you so much for hanging out with us and chilling out. I want to give you guys the stage and kind of give us your final words, any words of wisdom at all, any cooking tips, whatever you guys want. The floor is yours. D's got something in her brain. Go ahead, D.
What? No. All I said was ooh, because I heard food. Ooh.
Yeah. Usually she's like, wait a minute, Hinata, we got to talk about something else. So I'm just like making sure. But Poof or Dr. Punchman, whoever wants to go first. Final words. The stage is yours.
I'll pass it to. Okay, I'll take it, Matt. Unity. That was going to be my message, man. Like, we're all in this space together. The space is not big enough to be fighting each other. Like, not nearly as big enough to be fighting each other. So, we need to grow together, and that's really what we're trying to do here at Cryptoys. We are a big family. We are trying to be as transparent as possible. We are trying to build out in the open, which is not very easy sometimes. But if we do catch snags, we try and tell you guys, try and let you guys know about updates every step of the way. We're trying to build for y'all, and we're trying to build digital toys and experiences around them. So this is what we do every day, and we're not trying to hide from it. So like you saw us go live for 6 hours when the DTE launched, we'll probably be going live when new activations launch in the future, because that's just who we are. We're not just going to launch things and say, hey, go figure it out. You guys will hit us up. We're going to be live. We're going to be there. We're going to be walking you through the steps, and we're going to be literally trying to build a community and build a family to bring this digital collecting space into the future. That's what we're here to do. That's what we do every single day. So please be nice to each other. I know Mission's a big, proponent in saying be kind to each other, spread love. And that's definitely what it's all about. It is not a fun time for anyone to read any toxicity on Twitter, for anyone, even if you're the person writing it. I don't imagine that's that fun. So all the love and all the giveaways and all the coming together is what's going to make this space grow. That's what's going to invite people into the space. That's what's going to entice people to want to join us. So please keep that up, and we'll see you in the future.
Love it.
Awesome.
Love it,
Thank you,
Poof.
Poof.
I want to jump on two things real quick. First thing, Shiny Poo is correct about the chicken. Also, you can get yourself to a Chinese market and get yourself some powdered vinegar. That really does a wonderful job on prepping for the chicken wings. Also, let your picanha let that thing sit in the oven uncovered for about 12 hours after defrosted. If you're going to barbecue that thing, and just that's how you do it. I say 2 fingers for the thickness of the cut, but honestly, it should just be about 5 pieces.
Taking notes.
But, and also, if you don't know what a picanha is, you're not really barbecuing. But
I feel attacked.
Yeah, but to back up on what Pooh's saying, we actually had a partner with this. They were writing this PR piece at one point, and they're like, they had some line in there like, oh, and this is why Cryptoys is like the best NFT project you can. And I was like, stop all those words. It's like we're fun, but this space is a fraternity of people trying to do the best they can to get art out, to get stuff out. We are not better or worse, or we're definitely an option, but I've said it several times. I think Vivi's doing really amazing stuff. I've seen these really fledgling NFT projects that are like in music and stuff that I think are doing just amazing, interesting stuff. There's the NFT space itself. I've said several times is an incredible idea for like what this will be in the future and how that will handle and the blockchain for utility. And I've had several conversations about utility of blockchain. There is some people like Twinkie, some people like ho-hos, some people just want to eat bread. That's all fine. It's all available here. Whatever you want should be on this space, and we should be able to talk about how cool things are and not feel like, oh, maybe I shouldn't say that because that's not the company I work for. But Vivi's comic book game is amazing. That's on fleek. I really love the 3D that we're doing. I think is really important to have this kind of thing in the space, to have a level above in the space. I think is important. And someone's going to come out and they're going to do what we're doing times 10, and they're going to do an amazing job of it. And I will say that it was great to be the first toy company in this space. I definitely don't think we're going to be the last ones, but I'm really excited about where we are now, how far we've come. And where the future holds. And I think that's important that we, as we do that we're not, I guess, besmirching how somebody else likes to play. And as we say, Cryptoys, it's like we have to celebrate how people like to play. You like to play the buying and selling of stuff on the DT. That's how you like to play games when they come out. That's how you like to play. If it's comic books and that's what you're here for, and that's how you like to play, those are all really valid. Every song on the radio is somebody's favorite song for some reason, and it doesn't make that song any better or worse than the song that you love. And it's really important. And we've definitely been that as a mantra, maybe not the song on the radio bit, but as a mantra at the company of this is, it's really cool what's going on in the space. Hey, isn't it cool? That's one of the reasons we talked about the collecting on X. And I was like, yeah, that's having shows like that where we can just talk about digital collectibles is fantastic, and it's not pigeonholed. And I love the post show, but it's very Cryptoys in that Cryptoys box for reasons. And we want to reach out to the community, and that's how we want to do it. But I think it's really important that people realize that, yeah, it's where, and I've seen the people talk about like how much they hate our product, or how much our product is better than X product or whatever, or that product needs to do what we're doing, or we need to do it this. And it's like, no, man, we're all exploring the space. It's still a fledgling space. It's only been like a decade that NFTs have been around. It's still fairly young as a new technology. And it's been amazing. It's been a crazy wild ride. I think my first NFT was a basketball NFT, Top Shots, because of Steph. And I don't even know where those are right now. But yeah, I was really excited to get into the space and to poke around and see what was going on. I think we're at this kind of standstill where things have kind of felt like the same for so long. There's going to be something like Cryptoys tried really hard to give that a nudge, to be our blip on that seismograph, and then there's going to be more blips coming, and something's going to break, and it's going to be like, trying to explain somebody how to get your MetaMask open is going to feel like trying to tell your grandparents how to set their VCR so that the numbers don't blink. At some point we're going to be there, and I'm excited for that as well.
Nice.
Let's go.
Nicely said. Thank you,
Let's go.
man.
I love that. I love that
Yeah.
that last parting words of unification, as well as the grandma and the VHS. Not for the kids out there that don't know what a VHS is. It's basically before the DVD player and the Blu-ray. But what is that anymore, right? So
Yeah.
all right, guys, let's give away this this Batman, and then we'll send you guys on your way. D, anything else you want to
Amazing.
say before we do this?
Just wanted to say a big thank you to Poof, Matt, and Elizabeth for coming on. Thank you very much for your time, and yeah, we'll have to continue on our conversations because I do have more questions. See, I have my notes here. It's a full page, but we'll save that for the next time.
Perfect. We'll come back.
Yeah, that's to get you to come back. I'll bribe you with questions. But yeah, thank you so much for your time. And yeah, it's been really fun getting to know all of you a little bit more.
Yeah.
Can't wait for the next time, Elizabeth, and anyone else in the company that wants to come on, and just be themselves and just talk non-Cryptoys if they don't want to, which is fine. Just come and relax with us. They're more than welcome. So yeah, thank you guys.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Thank
we
you.
want to try to keep this as friendly and open as possible. Our whole entire shtick here is we want to talk to you guys. We want to continue the conversation in a positive manner as well as a constructive manner too. You know what I mean? And so that's what our whole thing is about here. And yeah, super stoked that you guys got to hang out with us. I told Dee when we were coming back on the plane, I'm like, I'm so excited for Friday. We get to talk with the Cryptoys team. We get to talk to somebody new. I love it. Like I said, I'm Portuguese, so can't help myself. But let's run this giveaway. Good luck, everybody, for the Batman.
Good luck.
Who is
Good
going
luck.
Good
to
luck.
have the juju?
Oh,
Who's it
luck.
going to be?
Matt.
oh,
Raven! Oh my gosh, so this is her third
Win today.
Cryptoys today because she just said, I want two
Wow.
awesome Cryptoys today.
Well, she didn't win a Cryptoys, so she wasn't here. She just showed up. Raven, I'm going to show you what you just won. You won a McFarlane Batman today.
No,
Hey,
this is her
congratulations
win.
to you.
Sorry. That's awesome.
Something completely different.
Slid right in.
And this has been sponsored by the community for the community. So you guys, you gave it to yourselves. Round of applause for Raven for being here and hanging out in the chats,
Awesome, Raven.
as well as everyone else just hanging out. And we really
Awesome.
appreciate everyone for tuning in every single time. You guys, this has been Aloha Friday. Thank you so much for hanging out. I want to give a big shout out and a thank you to Matt Razamoto, Poof over there, as well as Elizabeth for hanging out with us, giving us their time, sharing us some stories, and getting a little personal with us. I think the audience have gotten to know you guys a little bit better. So don't be surprised now if they start hitting you up with comments and messages now that they feel a little bit closer with you guys, which is our whole intent to this entire interview right here. Guys, one final word. Anything else you want to say before we go? No? Okay. All right, you guys. Thank you, chat. I'm sorry if I didn't get to anybody down there. Until the next time, you know how it goes. Once we start talking, it's hard to keep up. But until the next time, guys, take care and aloha.